Hey guys, it's Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and today I'm going to test out installing this new lithium-ion motorcycle battery. Yeah, this was given to me. Company asked me to try it. I've been leery. I'm not sold on lithium-ion batteries because I heard gotta stay warm. You can't leave them in an unheated garage where they might get below freezing. This year, I have a heated shop. I have a garage that will not get below freezing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this battery in. Today it is actually about 10 degrees outside. It's cold. I've got the heater running here in the shop and stuff, but I'm gonna put this thing in. Now, I looked into the batteries like this a few years ago and I was really concerned because they say if you let a lithium ion battery go completely dead, it's ruined. Could never let it get completely discharged. Now this thing has a whole bunch of intelligent stuff going on. We're going to talk about that in just a second, including a restart feature that basically it senses if it's close to being dead and it shuts itself off. It's got a built-in circuit, shuts itself off so you can't run it completely dead. And it's supposed to retain enough power to go ahead and start the vehicle so that it can be recharged through the vehicle once you start it. Now these things are, the advantages of them besides the fact that they say they last like 5 to 8 years. They've got this built-in circuit technology and everything else. Is the big advantage people talk about is they're really light. Now, I don't know if that matters that much. I mean, if the battery's 10 pounds lighter and I'm 20 pounds heavier, does that really matter? Does that count? If I could just lose 20 pounds, wouldn't that offset it? But I guess if you're a skinny guy and you're still wanting to lighten the weight of the bike and you on it, then maybe this makes sense. So anyway, we're gonna get this thing installed, fire up the Dyna, and we'll talk about how it is. I'm not going to do a long review. This is going to be an install video, but I am going to run it and we are going to let you know eventually how it's doing. If you guys see this video and it's been 6 months or a year and you want to know how it's working out for me, leave me a comment. I'll come back and I will reply. Maybe we'll do a follow-up 1-year review, but let's get this thing installed. All right, we're doing this on a 2000 Dyna, so we're gonna loosen these bolts here. That's gonna allow this to drop down and be able to get the battery cover out of there, get the lid off, all those things. Now, I'm not gonna back that all the way out. This just really needs to be loose enough that it can slide. You'll see here in a second. I don't know if you can see it very well, but that's notched in there, so this slides up and down. See that? Top comes off, front cover comes out. This one's got a plastic lid that sits over the battery to help protect it from touching this frame rail. I'm gonna go ahead and lower it down, get the battery cables disconnected on the back side. Be easier to work when I can see down in there. All right, guys, let's open up this lithium ion and see how it compares to the AGM battery I just pulled. Huge difference in weight, of course. I'm really interested in how much difference there is in weight. Put my little scale out here. More than my scale will go to, apparently. 45 ounces. I'll look up and see what an AGM battery like this weighs, or I'll put this on a different scale and I'll post it here, but it's definitely a lot heavier. All right, guys, well, the instructions are mostly about the heightening pad. So this thing has screw holes in the bottom. This is the heightening pad. If your battery is shorter than the battery it's replacing, you put it on the heightening pad to get it close to the same height. We're gonna probably take these pieces of foam and put them in here to make it the same for width. I don't know if we will put anything on the top or not. We might, because that'll put it really close there. Or maybe we'll probably put one of these on the bottom, to be honest. The depth is about the same. So it's really the width that's different here and the height. So even with the heightening pad on there, we're still a hair shorter. So that looks to me like that's a peel and stick. Now this have lights on the top Red light stays on constantly, indicating that the battery is energized and in smart mode. A green light stays on constantly. It indicates the battery is powered on, and in normal mode, no indicator light indicating the battery has turned off the power output. When the battery is dormant, you can restart the battery by pressing the button. Right now it comes on, but low. All right, let's go get this thing hooked up. All right, one thing you need to know on this particular model battery, these top holes are threaded. These holes are not. Mine is a side post style mount, so I have to use these holes. They provided bolts, but not nuts to go on the inside. Let's talk about the features on this battery real quick. Now make sure you buy one that is applicable to your use. This particular one for my motorcycle is sized to fit in. Now yes, the physical size is different, and that's why they give you those things, but what I'm talking about is the cranking amps. This particular model is 480 cranking amps with 240 cold cranking amps. So more than enough for my motorcycle. It starts right up. They have a 7-year lifespan with 50,000 starts according to the manufacturer, and they have a 2-year warranty. Now that BMS system I was talking about, that battery management system, that includes an overcharge, an over discharge, an overcurrent, a short circuit, extreme heat, and extreme cold protection circuits. What that means to all of you guys is it's going to shut the battery down before it allows one of those things to happen and damage the battery. This also has that revolutionary restart battery system. It monitors the battery, and just before it detects it is going to be in a state that is so low that it won't be able to start the vehicle, the circuit will shut the system off and not allow anything else to drain from it, so that you can kick it back on by pressing that button and be able to still start your vehicle. So if you have it stored for some reason and it's draining, like an alarm system, or if a stereo gets left on and you have that wired straight to the battery, it will shut itself off without allowing it to completely drain the battery dead. All right, we're back and it's the next day. So I went to the hardware store and I found these. We'll see if we can get this to focus on these. But little square nuts, some lock washers, a couple of bolts with different lengths so we can make sure this all works. I've already got some little thick washer type material that can be used as spacers. So we're gonna try and get this battery in now that I've got the right hardware. This cost me like $1.60, $2. It's not about the price, but it'd be nice if this battery came with the square nuts, or if those side post mounts, those holes were threaded instead of just straight holes, and then I wouldn't have had to go to the hardware store to get additional hardware. But anyway, let's see if we can get this thing in now. I've got the bike lowered down so I can see the neutral light and stuff. I want to make sure I have it neutral. I haven't started the bike in a few months. We're going to go ahead and choke it. Make sure the fuel is in the on position. I've got the bike lowered. When we hit the key, you're going to see the headlight come on. Should see the headlight come on, assuming the battery's hooked her up and we have good juice. There's a good sign. There's neutral. Put her in run. Like I said, we'll get her choked. She started to hit there. Carbureted bikes, and like I said, it's cold. It's 40 degrees in the garage here probably. I took my jacket off, but it's like 1 degree outside. There we go. All right, I'm gonna turn it off. All right, I don't want to fill up the shop with exhaust fumes, so I went ahead and turned it off. I'll start another day when it's warmer and I can open up the door and not freeze my you-know-what's off. All right, guys, that's a lithium-ion battery install. I'm gonna run this battery maybe a year or something, and maybe I'll do a follow-up review. So if you've looked at this video and it hasn't been a year, then I probably haven't done a follow-up yet. But you can leave me a comment and ask, and I'll let you know if it's working out okay or not. I'm not really gonna know for a couple months. Like I said, it's dead of winter here. It's really cold outside, so I'm not gonna get to use it for another month or two. But y'all don't go nowhere because I got some big stuff going on in the next couple months, and we're going to Daytona and riding motorcycles, but not our own. So make sure you come back in March to see what that story is. It's a big deal. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. You stay safe and you keep on riding. We'll see you in the next one.